Hey everyone, my name is Monica. In this video, I thought I'd break down the Vinyasa. So it's that movement that we refer to as the Vinyasa, which isn't technically correct, but I won't get into that. And it's the transition we use when we're sitting on the floor in between our seated postures in Ashtanga yoga. So pretend like you just finished a seated posture. So you're facing that way. Good. And your legs are straight. So normally we finish in a posture with our legs straight. Sometimes no, there's exceptions. So a vinyasa is a transition that you do. It's kind of like there to reset the body, clear the slate before we go into the next posture or the next side. So the first thing that you're going to do is cross the shins. I'll show it to you really broken down at first, and then we'll speed it up in the next rounds. And you're going to tuck the feet underneath the hips. So grab the feet and actually tuck them underneath as close as you can to your butt. You're going to roll over the ankles, come onto your knees, hands in front, and then find your plank. Good. And then this part you know, or I'll break it down in another video. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can lower the knees if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then to jump through, it's the same thing as jumping back, but just the reverse direction. So you bring one foot forward, top of the foot on the floor. That's really, really important, not the bottom of the foot. So point the feet. Now you bring the other foot forward, cross at the shins, top of the foot, point the feet, bring the hips down, and send the legs through. So that's a vinyasa, or a vinyasa, I should say, in air quotes, because it's not really a vinyasa. Vinyasa means something else, but this is kind of like the nickname we give. So when we're doing a transition in between postures. Okay, let's do that again, and we'll refine it a little bit and maybe speed it up. Let's see what happens. All right, so we're going to cross the shins. This time, we're going to make it a little bit harder. So bring the knees closer to your chest. Closer to your chest, as close as you can. You're going to bring your hands in front of the hips. Good. You're going to lift up by bringing your shoulders forward and your hips back and up. Now you're going to crawl the feet back. Crawl the feet so that they pass the hands without bringing the hips down. So you kind of have to find a way to fit your body in that hole. Good, keep going, keep going. And then step back into a plank. Step back into a plank. Yeah, good. That's a little bit harder and it requires a lot more upper body strength. And you have to find a way to get your body into a small enough ball so that it fits in between the whole of your arms. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so then find your plank. Finish the vinyasa. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower the knees if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to make this one a little bit harder too. This time when you bring your feet forward, bring them closer to your hands. So 1 foot forward as close as you can to your hands. Closer. Bring the knee towards your chest. Okay, the other one. And when the knees come, the knees need to be in between the arms. Lower the hips and send the legs through. Good. Now we're going to do it one more time. This time, that whole walking your feet back behind the hands and squeezing the body through the whole of the arms. We're going to do that on the way back and on the way forward. Okay? This helps to build the strength that you need in the upper body and in the core to eventually just be able to float back into chaturanga and then from downward facing dog, float forward into seated. Yeah? Okay. All right. But we break it down before we can get there. So cross the shins, hands in front of the hips, lean forward, good. Walk the feet, walk the feet, walk the feet, and then go back into plank. Good. Bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now same thing. So before you go, listen to me. You're going to bring the feet forward and cross the shins. If it's possible to jump both feet at the same time, do that. But before you bring the hips down, I want you to walk the feet past the hands first. And then you bring the hips down. Okay. 1 foot, the other foot. Walk the feet, crawl the feet. As much as you can to pass the hands. Good. Yes. Okay. You kind of cheated, but that's okay. It takes practice to figure out how to fit the body through the hole. So how do you make your body smaller? You bring the knees closer to the chest, the foot closer to the butt, and that helps to make the ball smaller. Does that make sense? So if you're here, you're a lot bigger. But if you're here, you're really, really tiny. Yeah? Okay. I think it's a lot to work with. Yeah? Good. So try it out. Let me know how it goes. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.